Welcome back, friends. Welcome to My Hobby Home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have my Battenburg quilt out on the table. This is Happy Sew Along Saturday, guys. Well, let's see what we've got done first. I went on and did my 9 patches because in order for us to get this done in a month, we need to kind of get a little bit more done than just one little thing at a time. So what we are going to do, I believe this time, we will be able to complete our second thing. It's called the rail unit. What we will be doing is using, it says lights and reds. So I don't need that. Guys, I have not laid anything out yet, so just so you know, I've got my reds and pinks, and I actually have them sorted here. Okay, so we're just going to get started doing this. We will use one red, then one of our creams, and then we will put the same red next to it. So that is called a rail unit. So guys, we're going to just get started with this. I'm having to find which way is correct here. And I am just going to sew them. I'm not going to press them this time. We do have an hour. So what we make sure to do is make sure everything is lined up. And y'all, there has been so much going on this week. I was actually able to be in the sewing room sewing this week, and I've gotten quite a few things done. If you saw the video yesterday, you will see. Okay, so what I'm showing you here, I keep this stack to the side. It is not going to be touched. You keep your red and pink fabrics all lined up. Now, I've had a very busy weekend already. I foresee a very busy week next week. I am going to be off next week. So what that means is I'm going to try to finish my room. Now I am very limited in how long I can stand right now. You know, when you get old, things like that just happens. I am waiting on MRI results of my knee. So the little guy that did the MRI was very sweet. He was very sweet and he was truly concerned, because when I was up in that MRI, okay, first off, I'm claustrophobic. MRIs are not good for me, but you know, my head wasn't all the way in it, and you know, the lady told me, she said, just make sure he cuts the fan on for you, and ask him to give you the headphones with music. And he asked me, he said, what music do you listen to? I said, I listen to all of it but rap. And I told him, I said, if you even have rain sounds, I'll listen to that. So he put it on, and I guess he could tell by my age that I am an 80s baby. So, well, I was actually born in 72, so my true teenage years were in the 80s. My true music years. So he had put some 80s music on, and I was fine with it. I got to hear some Prince and Sheena Easton. I got to hear some of that. I'm guessing they had Spotify or something playing. But it was a nice experience. So now I just have to wait. But he noticed while I was in there, I started hurting about midway because I had to lay my leg flat, and he put all the forms and stuff in there for my knee. That is the worst, absolute worst position for my knee, is straight. and I was trying to hold it straight so bad. It was hurting. So, of course, I've been sore since I had it done, having trouble sitting for extended periods on, on hard surfaces too. I don't know what the knee has to do with that, but when that knee gets hurt, it causes my tailbone to hurt. Today, it is Friday evening. We will not, or I will not be leaving the house tomorrow because they have, there's protests scheduled in our town. So I'm just staying in. I'm not going out. I don't want to get caught up in any of that if it goes awry. Okay, I just got to notice that my bobbin is out. Okay, now that I got a fresh bobbin in there and my spool of thread is almost empty, I'm hoping it will carry us through getting all of these done. It is Friday evening, and I went and had dinner with all three of my children, my two grandbabies. My goodness, my granddaughter is just growing leaps and bounds. I guess because I don't see her, and I can see my grandson every few days, And we went out and ate at Logan's, and my daughter, she's like, why is it always my child? Because her son was acting up. He was tired. He did not get his nap, so he was not happy with anything. He did not want to sit in that high chair, but I had gotten fried ribs, and he loved them fried ribs, and she got him corn, and I don't think he ate 2 bites of corn. But she said, why is it always my child? My child always acts up. And I just had to tell her, that's because he feels safe with you, and he knows it's safe to have his meltdown with you. She's like, but why? She's like, that's embarrassing. And I'm like, you did it too. And I told her, it's so funny, since we talked about it and I told her that, things are showing up on my Facebook. Everything, all these things listens to everything you say and do. But she was just so discouraged because she's like, it's always just my child that acts like a crazy person. And I told her, I said, well, he didn't have his nap, so. But he got to use his car blanket on the way home tonight. And then when we dropped him off, he had to sit in my lap, and while they were talking, while everybody was talking, and then when it was time to go, his papa, his daddy's dad, stays with them temporarily until he can find him a place to live. And he had him on the porch, and the poor baby was just reaching for me. It just broke my heart. I told my husband, I said, that breaks my heart so bad. For that to happen, for him to do that. So I had to call my daughter and make sure he had settled down. She said, well, you didn't break his heart too bad. I'm like, don't tell me that. Because it just broke my heart that the poor baby was crying. So guys, I know I'm chit-chatting here. How are you coming along with I need to create a post out there on the Facebook group. If you are new and are doing the sew along with us, I will include a link to the Facebook group down in the description. You do have to request to be added to that group. I do that just for safety purposes. There's too many things that get out there into groups and get your information. Just trying to add a little layer of protection for the group. But I will add a featured post. And if you see a featured post, most of the featured posts are the Saturday sew-alongs that I do. I'm having to watch my thread, guys. I'm probably going to run out, and I hope I have some more. I probably don't have any more of this because I think this is Metler, maybe. This may be Metler. And I may have some Aurifil or Gutermann, maybe what I have. But I'll have something if I don't have Metler. Metler is what I was told. That is the one that Bernina's suggest for their machines. And I got my machine in October of 2023. So I don't want to. It's still very new to me. I don't want to risk, putting something on it that may hurt it. And I know it's a sewing machine. I have a sewing machine I need to go and check on tomorrow. Not that I need another one. I just talked myself out of it while I said that because I started thinking. I have a whole room here full of stuff. And guys, I got this kind of worked up this weekend. I've got this shelf kind of worked up. I'll have to bring y'all along to see the progress. Okay, I've got all of those trimmed up. So now what I do is I'm just starting on the top one. I'm opening it up and making sure that I'm putting the fabric the same direction and putting it on the opposite side of the cream colored. Now I'm pretty certain my thread is going to run out. I'm pretty certain of that. So I will be having to replace the thread. I did a quick look to see what I have, and it looks like I'm going to have to use a Superior, I think is what that is up there. Not real sure, but it's what I'm going to be using because it's kind of the same color. It don't have the same sheen on it. The same, it's not real shiny, but I'll use that. We are making 16 of these, what are they called? Rail units. I'm really hoping that this quilt does come together in a 4-week period. That would be fabulous if it did. See, all I'm doing is just opening it up. I have my other stack of fabrics here, and the fabric here is going to match the one already on here. I think I already have my next sew along figured out when I started going through everything I have, and I think it is probably going to be a layer cake pattern. I am not real sure. I'm pretty certain I have that one figured out what I'm going to do, which is good. I don't have to look around for one, and because I think I already have everything boxed up for that. If I don't have everything boxed up for that one, I do have a kit that is completely boxed up, and I think it is a free pattern also. And this was one that was suggested by a subscriber a while back, and it was based off of the line of fabric that I have. And I was also going to tell you guys, Judy Madsen, is it Green Fairy Quilts? I think it is. Judy Madsen has a pre-order for a fat quarter bundle right now for Green Fairy Quilts for like $60. It's 21 fat quarter bundles, or 21 fat quarters in the bundle, I think is what it said. But I think it's like $60. If that wasn't their daily deal. I don't remember if that's what it was, but I saw it and I was like, and it's a beautiful line. I really like her lines. They're very pretty. So if you are looking to get a fat quarter bundle, and I will be having a fat quarter bundle, a pattern that uses a fat quarter bundle sometime this year. I'm not going to say soon because it may not. My plans change so fast because I know Thursday night on the live with Tammy, I had mentioned I was going to be binding my color burst through. That did not happen. It hasn't happened yet. Tomorrow is Saturday. It's very possible it could happen then. But I don't know. I haven't even trimmed that quilt at all. Keeping an eye on this thread, yeah. I have played Bob and Chicken today, so why not thread chicken too? Of course, I know they're going to win. It's just when are they going to win is the question. And if we get all of these done and I can get them pressed within an hour, we can start assembling some of the rows on the next step. Try to get as much done as we possibly can, because we will have blocks that we assemble, and then the full quilt that we assemble with sashings and borders. So that is why I'm like, well, we need to push up on some of this. And so far, we have been doing really well with our time. It is less than 30 minutes right now. I don't have that many more left to do, but I will need to change my thread out to go any further. You know, once it will be running out real soon. I'm probably not going to finish all 16 of these before I run out of thread. If you are new and just watching this sew along, this is the Battenburg. It is exclusive to Fat Quarter Shop. The pattern can be found in the Sweetwater. Their threads Jolly Bar. It is a free pattern with the Jolly Bar. What is it called? Like Russian roulette? This is thread roulette. This is not even chicken. It's just, when is it going to stop? Got them piling up back here behind me. Oh, give me 3 more. Just give me 3 more of the rail units. And then I can replace you. And when I replace it, it's going to be, I don't know, I don't need to do that big of a, I know I have some Missouri Star thread here. I may see if I have one that is this color. That's the biggest thing. I use mainly a gray color or a silver color. With Orifil, it is called Dove Gray. That has been my favorite. Although I'm not going to say Orifil gave me all kinds of grief with the thread breaking. I believe I got some bad thread. Now, I know the closer this gets to being done, the more apt it is to knot up on that spool and break the thread. I think. Oh yeah. I know I'm not going to be able to finish this one, but I'm going to get it started anyway. I'm just watching that thread run on out. Oh my goodness, y'all. I completely finished all 16 of my reel units before my thread went out. And literally, there is no thread left on my spool. All that's left is what is in the needle right now. Let's see how much is left. That much thread was left. It was not even on the spool. So I will change my spool out, get these separated, and press them out, and then we will start assembling our 9 patches and these for our rows, our top row of our block. Okay, now that I have my pink strips and my red and cream strips completed, I will start assembling them with my 9 patches. Now that took me a little while to do, so what we are going to do is just it looks like we're going to need 8 of the reds. I have 8 of the reds here. This is going to be we're going to have a 9 patch and a red, and then we'll do another 9 patch. So that will be for one block. That is the top row of each block. So what I am going to do is, I know I need 8 of these blocks. So I have 8 of these pulled aside, and what I will do to each one of these, I will take a black and cream block and I will pin a red and cream block right to it, making those seams nest. And I will do that to 8 of them. And then after I get the 8 done, I will then come back and put the second 9 patch on with this one. So I did go ahead and I found a Gutermann that is a gray color. It is close to the color that I'm already using. So we're hoping the Gutermann will last at least until we're done with this quilt. So now we have another black and cream, and now the directions are not really going to matter on the directional fabric. I think because it's going to be going side to side, not up and down. Just as long as they were the same on each of the units, the rail units, that's all that mattered to me, was that they were all the same on those units. So what I am going to do is go ahead and sew this first block on 8 of the 9 patches, and then we will start sewing the second set of 9 patches onto this unit that we've already created. Now, like my 9 patch, if it has hearts, those are directional. I do try to get those going up and down. So like the 9 patch directionals do matter, but not the rail unit. That direction does not matter, because these, like I said, are going side to side. Okay, we now have our 8 red rail units and 9 patches put together. So now what I need to do is put one more 9 patch on the end of this patch. That's where we're at right now. So what I'm going to do is I will press at the end. There is no rhyme or reason to any of these. We are just putting a 9 patch on, as long as I'm trying not to put 2 of the same on each row. So that's a goal. That is a goal. And I may not finish all of these tonight, but I will finish them up before we come together. Next week, I'll probably even have them finished before Monday's updates. And guys, y'all need to watch my Monday updates, because I have something very special to show y'all. I think I've already mentioned how I was impressed, and it's just something I want to share. And I have requested permission, so it is okay. But y'all come back on Monday. Uh, every Monday I do a weekly update, and just to kind of recap the week, just to see what has been going on. I may not include everything in videos, but I do include it in the updates, because I know some people may be like, well, you had this going on. Whatever happened with this? Well, they will be in the updates. Now, right now, I am not working any of my cross stitch. So, it will be a while before I have another floss tube for you guys. Just mainly because time has not allowed that to happen. I have been a very busy person for the past 6 months, I'm guessing you'd say, because I do try to release you guys a video every day. Okay, guys, we got 2 more left, and I'm trying. Of course, I end up, this one has 2 of the same design in it, but not the same color, so maybe that won't be too bad. It won't really matter because it's going to go into the quilt, and it is all going to mesh differently anyway. Okay, so here we are on our very last 9 patch. So we are finished. This is our top and bottom rows that we just made with the rail units and the 9 patches. We will still need to make that center unit, and we will do that next week and assemble the blocks, and we may even be able to do the sashings. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to just trim one off so you can see what a full row looks like. So this is going to be the first and third row of each of the, what do they call the Battenburg blocks. So this will be the first row, and there will be another one for the third row. The center row is going to have a solid square in it, in the center. So guys, thank you for joining me. I do hope you are enjoying this Battenburg quilt sew along, whichever it is. I think this is going to be such a beautiful little quilt. It finishes out, let me see if they say what it finishes out as. A 50.5 by 50.5. So it's a good little, going to be a good little lap quilt. So guys, thank you once again. Give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. I do all kinds of different things on my channel. You don't want to miss a single thing that we're doing. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And guys, I'm going to give y'all a real quick warning. It's about time for another giveaway. I am almost at 3,400 subscribers. Like, comment, share with your friends. When we get to that 3,400, and it may be before that, I may just do a random draw from comments on a video and do a giveaway. I haven't done a giveaway in a while. And, you know, when I'm destashing my office here, I'm finding lots of things in my reorganization. So you may want to leave a comment, share it, subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. You do have to be a subscriber to win any of my random drawings. So, y'all know what to do. And until then, I hope you all have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.